All right, so I thought it would be about time to give you an update on what's going on with my life and everything. I think the last video I published, I said that I got a little boo-boo. I tore my bicep, or I thought I'd tore my bicep. That turned out to be accurate statement. So I did tear it. It was like on a Wednesday. I went to Instacare the next morning. They kind of verified what was going on. I finished up that video. I think I was in a sling for the weekend. I had a meeting with a surgeon on Monday. So that took place. He also verified, yep, it's torn. So we had surgery that Friday. He was able to get me in really quick. So, 9 days after I tore the thing, I got it repaired. So that was really quick, a weird experience for me because I haven't had anything serious like that ever happen to me before. So surgery experience was very interesting. The doctor was awesome. The nurses, the staff, and everybody was awesome to work with. Um, I was getting wheeled into gurney down the hallway and was out with all the medication they give you to knock you out. So I woke up in the recovery room and everything went well. The surgeon told the girlfriend everything went well and everything. Drove home. Uh, the injury was not horribly painful. The most painful part of the whole process was a couple days after surgery when all the painkillers had worn off and stuff, and it was just like, hey, you're going to start to recover now. Because the doctor had been in there and cut me open and got in there and pulled things down and drilled a hole through my bone and did all the stuff he was supposed to do. That was the most painful part for a couple days till I got used to that. And then I was in a fun little contraption brace for a couple months. So I was doing a lot of things left-handed, which is super awkward and annoying, but dealt with that. And got a picture of that. I'll post a picture so you kind of see what that whole contraption looked like. It had a built-in sling, which I wore when I went out, but other than that, I would have it off and have my arm up on a pillow or something while I'm watching TV or YouTube videos, that kind of stuff. So basically, we're like 3 months after. That was like mid-June, July, August, September, October. So we're almost 4 months later. So it's starting to feel better. I am still doing stretches and strength training to get kind of the muscle tone back and everything, because 2 months of doing this and nothing uh, doesn't allow your muscles to do a whole lot either. So kind of show you what I've been up to there. So, about an hour out of my morning, I pick those up and down a bunch of times and do what the physical therapist told me to do. So I bought a set of those, and I had some smaller ones too that were basically from 5, 8, 10, 12, 15. So I kind of worked up a while because there was a lot of times where the first month and a half to 2 months was don't pick up anything heavier than 1 pound. So it's like, okay, a soda can maybe. And then after that, it was okay, now you can pick up something that's 5 pounds. And then it was 8 pounds, 10, 12, 15 for a week plus at a time. And then she gave me some limits. My physical therapist gave me some limits on how much I'm allowed to pick up. So I'm kind of able to lift or curl 20 pounds currently. I'm allowed to do more, but I don't want to, tear anything again. So I'm kind of up to 20. So I can do some stuff, but can't do everything. Hence, I have not been working on things. So I feel like I've had a good break in the plateau of working on my arm stuff. It's actually felt pretty good this week, and the motion has been really good. So that's kind of the things that have been holding me up lately: ability to pick things up, and then the comfort or uncomfort level of certain positions of my arm. Because currently, the arm feels pretty good. It's the shoulder that's given me issues. So that was giving me problems. So that's kind of where I'm doing more stretching and more exercising on the shoulder, more so than other stuff. So weights to get the strength back on the arm and the joint and the bicep, and then a lot more stretching to get the shoulder back to where it was, because that's kind of the awkward point now. So I'm lifting weights, and then I spend a lot of time sitting here. So I was icing stuff for the first little bit, and now it's kind of a heat pack that I made out of rice and a long sleeve t-shirt tied off at both ends. So you need to do a heat pad for quite a while. That's a really good way to do that. I've had ever-growing list of instructions to go through every day. So it started with 1 page and then went to 2, and now it's 3 or double-sided. So like 5 pages of stretches and exercises, and how many of what I'm supposed to do every time. Some putty to work on my hand strength, that kind of stuff. Towels for stretching and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of been spending my life kind of sitting there and working on that stuff and lifting some weights and sitting my butt on the couch, and probably got a pretty good ass groove in it because I spent a lot of time doing that, watching YouTube channels and TV and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I've been up to for the last few months. Is just kind of really taking it easy to make sure that the arm heals properly. I'm slowly getting my strength back. So stretching and strength training. I feel really good now, but it's it's not 100%. So it's still probably going to be another month of that kind of stuff. But I'm feeling good where I can start working on some stuff on the house again and get back to the bathroom remodel. So that's a lot of downtime, and I was going a little stir crazy. So you're always thinking about projects and what's next. But I mean, this project, I've made decisions. I already know what I'm getting. I've got the pile of stuff that's just going to go back in the room. The tile needs to be finished. The grout's purchased. The fixtures and everything are purchased. So, you get a little stir crazy thinking of stuff. So I'm kind of a creative person, or I like to think I am. So since I got all this time and stuff, I started like looking at some different avenues for that creative outlet and stuff. So I started making T-shirts. So that's a newer one I just did. It's for the fall. I got a bunch of other ones I put up. I've got a couple dozen probably designs out there. So I put new ones up every day. So I'll post a link so you can see. It's on my Etsy shop for my store for my home decor business and stuff. So there's way more T-shirts than there are my homemade stuff or handmade stuff on that right now. But I'll post a link so you kind of see what I'm up to. I've kind of got a sarcastic, weird sense of humor, so you'll kind of see that in some of the T-shirts stuff. Because if you're going to wear it, it might as well be fun. So, but that's what I've been up to. So doing those, I'm feeling better now. So I think we're going to get back to some of that. And just as a reminder, I did a couple things, but not much. So I couldn't lift a lot for a lot of time. So I'll just give you a quick update on where I am in the project and kind of what I was able to get done, which is not much. Well, here's the first update. So the floor probably looks familiar because nothing's happened on that. It's much drier now. The trim around there has not changed. It's still stuck to the wall, so that's a positive. Have not grouted it yet because I was kind of feeling a little uncomfortable about mixing stuff up in a barrel and moving my shoulder and arm in a certain way. So I have not done anything on the wall since that first patch job. So it is horrible still. Needs a lot of work on it. And then let's run out to the garage. There's a couple. I did make a little progress on that cabinet. So let's look at that and see how that looks. Ta-da! There she blows. So the cabinet's done. And I'll show you what kind of we did while you were away and I was just sitting here. So got everything painted. There's still, as if you remember, I still had those weird spots that were giving me some issues with some kind of oil or something got on there. So my spray paint was not laying properly. So I sanded those down a couple times, reprimed them, repainted them. It came back one other time. It's weird. I'm still not quite sure what got in there, but something did. And I think it's from that first gel stuff that I used. I just didn't get it all out of the wood, and just kind of something remained there to keep it from laying nice and flat. It would kind of crinkle up. So finally got those all painted. They're looking pretty good. It ended up very smooth. Found some knobs, got those installed. Got the door and the drawers back reinstalled because remember I pulled all that stuff apart. This upper thing, the backing, I'll peek on the back. The backing, remember we yanked all those out because they were all stapled in. So I screwed them in place in the exact position, then stapled them back in place like the original manufacturer. I got the tracks for the drawer. Oop, the tracks for the drawers I pulled out and everything. So got those reinstalled. Got the faces back onto the drawers. So, and then spent a little bit of time getting these re-leveled. And then I found some pulls that I liked. Then you guys are gonna have to tell me, because I think they look pretty good. I had a bunch of heartburn on where that one should be placed. I mean, a lot of times they're just up in the corner here, kind of on that little stile somewhere. These are rectangles, so they're a little bit taller than they are wide. It seems to make sense that is how that one should be installed. But these, I kind of feel like they should be rotated 90 degrees. So you guys tell me. I kind of like everything to match. And these are basically in line with each other. So how would that look if that one's vertical and then that one was turned horizontal? Would that be weird? Or should, those should both be horizontal and then that one just kind of stay where it is? But anyway, cabinet's done. That could be reinstalled, whenever I finish up my tile. But that is kind of where the progress is. I remember I found some countertops finally. Those are still in the bed of my truck because I'm hurt. I can't lift more than 20 pounds, and I'm kind of one-armed on that. So that's still sitting in the bed of my truck. So at some point, I'll get some help to get those in the back of the yard against the house and stuff. I'll be able to pull one apart and cut it down to size, all that kind of stuff when we get there. So I think the next thing to do is finish up the tile and then grout everything, and then we'll get back to the walls and get those all cleaned up, and then we can do some painting from there, because once everything's painted, then we can start putting everything back together. So get the floors in, get the tile finished and grouted, and then paint everything, and then I can put the cabinet, the toilet, the cabinet back in, and then I can put the trim back in on the door and all that kind of stuff. So things will come together really quick after the floor is done. So because everything else is just kind of sitting and waiting to get reinstalled. So that's where we are right now. Sorry about such a delay. I knew it was going to be a few weeks or something, but it was a few months. So if you've ever been through that kind of injury, I hope you never do, but if you do, it takes some time. So anyway, that's where we are. Okay, so it's a while later from when I did the first part of this video. The very next day after I did the first part of this, I kind of strained my arm doing my exercises, so that put me a couple steps behind where I was. So I didn't do anything for a little bit, but I think this video is basically just going to be, this is where I am with my injury and recovery and that kind of stuff. I think the next video that you see on here is going to be back to work. We'll get the tile in, the grout, and start working on the walls, the holes in the walls, and hopefully get some paint, that kind of stuff. So the next one will be back to work. So this one's more of the status of where I am. If you remember, I was bored, so I started doing shirts and stuff. So here's another one. I think this is the newest one I did. So if you're interested in those, they're on my Etsy store. If you find something you like, I'd appreciate if you buy one. Surgery is not cheap, so that would be pretty helpful for me. Since I'm a new YouTube channel and we're not monetized yet, so that would be super helpful. That'd be a way to help me out. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, watch the videos, rewatch them if it's something interesting. Make some comments and stuff in there. All that stuff helps out that YouTube algorithm and helps me out. So it's a really good way for viewers to help out people that are trying to start some YouTube channels and stuff without having to spend money and that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit of your time. Hopefully it's something you enjoy. The content that people put out, stuff that you enjoy. That's why you're watching it. So that's super helpful for people that are doing YouTube channels. But yeah, other than that, the next video will be me getting some stuff done finally, get my button gear. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, mash all the buttons, and we will get going back on the project next time. So appreciate you hanging out with me, and I appreciate your patience and stuff. So thanks.